Welcome, dear students. The topic of discussion is the classification of proteins. My dear students, the word protein is basically derived from the Greek word proteos. And the word proteos means prime important, means very important. The etymology of the proton is also same. The proton is a subatomic particle, and the etymology of the word protein and proton, that is same, mean both of them they are derived from the word proteos, which means prime important, very important. Basically, proteins are the macromolecules which are produced when large number of amino acids they join together. So proteins are the polymers of the amino acids. And dear students, when the amino acid they join in a large number, then peptide linkages are formed between the amino acid molecules. And these peptide linkages are basically the amide linkages. So that's why the proteins belong to the class of the polyamides, or you can say chemically proteins are the polyamides. And dear students, proteins mostly they have molecular mass greater than 10,000 grams per mole. Now dear students, proteins can be classified on different bases. For example, the first one is the chemical composition and solubility. On the basis of chemical composition and solubility, dear students, proteins are of three types: simple, conjugated, and derived proteins. Simple proteins are those that only consist of amino acids, and there is no non-protein part in them, or you can say there is no prosthetic group in them. And the simple proteins are again of two types: globular proteins, which have three-dimensional structure and they are water soluble proteins, and scleroproteins, which have two-dimensional long and narrow structures just like the fibers, and they are water insoluble proteins. My dear students, the globular proteins involve albumins just like serum albumin and egg albumin. These are the examples of the albumins. Glutenins, histones are important part of the chromosomes as well. Glutenins, prolamines, globins, and protamines. So these are the subclasses of the simple proteins and of the globular protein. Now the scleroproteins involve collagen, elastins, and keratin. And dear students, you know that keratin is the protein which makes your nail and hair. Now the second one are the conjugated proteins. The word conjugated itself is explanatory. It shows that these are the proteins that consist of amino acids as well as they consist of a non-protein part, which is the prosthetic group. And the examples of the conjugated proteins are glycoproteins, which are formed by the conjugation of the carbohydrates and proteins. Lipoproteins, conjugation of lipids and proteins. Phosphoproteins, conjugation of phosphoric acid and proteins. Metalloproteins, conjugation of metals with proteins. And nucleoproteins that consist of the nucleic acid and protein, mean they are conjugated molecules that consist of nucleic acid and proteins. The third one are the derived proteins. My dear students, derived proteins are those proteins which are the hydrolytic product of the simple and conjugated proteins. And these proteins are produced during the digestion process of the proteins in the digestive tract of the humans when the proteins are hydrolyzed. They include polypeptides, peptides, peptones, proteoses. Actually, these are the secondary derived proteins. And proteins, metaproteins, coagulated proteins, these are the primary derived proteins. So derived proteins are again of two types, the secondary and the primary derived proteins. Now my dear student, this classification of the protein was on the basis of their chemical composition and solubility. The next classification of proteins is on the basis of their structure. Now this one is the classification which is based on the structure of proteins. On the basis of the structure, proteins are of two types, globular proteins and fibrous proteins. There is the third type, which are the intermediate proteins, but we are not going to discuss them in this lecture. We will focus on the globular and fibrous proteins. My dear student, as the word globular shows that they are three-dimensional spherical proteins. And fibrous mean just like the fibers, they are long and narrow proteins. Globular proteins mostly play functional role in the body, while the fibrous protein they make structures of the body, just like the keratin makes the nails and hair. They are highly sensitive to the change in the pH, temperature, etc. And fibrous proteins are less sensitive to the changes in the pH, temperature, etc. Globular proteins are water-soluble proteins, while fibrous proteins are the insoluble proteins. And the examples of the globular proteins are the enzymes, which are the biocatalyst, hemoglobin, which is a transport protein, insulin, which is a hormonal protein, and they play major functional roles in the body. While myosin, that makes the muscles, fibrin and keratin, which is a protein of the nail and hair, they are examples of the fibrous proteins, and they play basically the structural role in the body. And that is a very important thing, that you must know the difference between the globular and the fibrous protein. This difference is very important as far as the short answer questions are concerned. The third classification of the proteins is based on the functions. So there are different types of the proteins depending upon their relevant functions. For example, transport proteins, they play an important role in the transport of the species in the body. For example, hemoglobin, which transports the oxygen from lungs to the tissues. Hormonal proteins, they play hormonal role just like the insulin, which regulates the blood sugar level in the body. Enzymes that are biocatalysts, they catalyze the metabolic processes taking place in the cell, and one of the example is the pepsin, which is a protein digesting enzyme produced in the stomach of the humans. Structural proteins, they make structure in the bodies just like the keratin, nails and hair, myosin, muscles. And storage proteins, they act as the reserve proteins in the body just like the albumin and glutein. So these are the different classes and subclasses of the proteins. So in this lecture we have discussed what are proteins, classification of the proteins on the basis of chemical composition and solubility, on the basis of structure and on the basis of function, and finally the difference between the globular and the fibrous protein. So it was all about the classification of the protein.